Okay, if anyone's listening, it'd be nice to if you could let me know that you could hear me. This is I'm coming back into all this having just upgraded from Windows 10 to Windows 11 with massive issues. So if you could let me know if you can hear me, just give me an OK in the chat, that would be great. So this really is testing and setting up session very late in the morning. I'm in the UK and it's 4:25 AM, so it's a bit late. I'm not sure if you're hearing me. I mean, my VU meter says that you should be hearing me on.
4-6, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 283-470 at 3,500 cold.
On OBS, it shows that I'm getting out mic-wise, but it's not very
4-6, Overlord 1-1, bra 30844 at 7,000 hot.
1, 2.
Stream Elements. Bill 1949T is now live. Streaming DCS World, My Flight Simming, DCS. Stream Elements. Bill 1949T is now live. Streaming DC.
Overlord 1-1, bra 33442 at 7,000 cold. Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 283-470 at 3,500 cold. 4-6, Overlord 1-1, bra 067-412 at 7,000 cold.
Bill 1949T. Test T. Bill 1949 wait. Test Y.
Okay.
Ford
Anyone
6,
that's
Overlord 1-1, Bra
anyone that's
33942
anyone that's there
at
can hear me.
7000,
Can you
cold.
drop an okay in the chat if you're hearing me? So either no one's hearing me or perhaps not able to make a comment or not able to drop anything in chat is what I mean.
Ford 6, Overlord 1-1, Bra 29944 at 7000, hot.
DCS.
Ford 6, Overlord 1-1, Bra 016 460 at 7000, hot.
Repair.
Request repair.
Copy.
Bullets.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy.
Right, so I'm getting repaired, I'm getting rearmed. Crikey, can really hear the fuel going in with this level of volume. I don't know why it's so loud. Well, it is for me.
Refueling complete.
Ford 6,
Thanks, Chief.
Overlord 1-1, Bra 33342 at 7000, cold.
Brilliant. We've got enemy infantry on the runway. Maybe I can run them down as I take off.
Rearming complete.
I've also got an issue where every now and again voice attack pings out an F2 command, which means that I lose focus within the aircraft and it puts me into third person. It has been doing it, I can't work out what's doing it, but it seemed coincidental with noise from my rudder pedals, so hold on. There we are. F1. It puts me straight back in the cockpit when I simply say F1, but it's like it's picking up any sharp noise as an F2 command, which is really frustrating. So the question is 4:30 in the morning a stupid time to pour myself a beer? 10 seconds for repair. Actually, I suppose I could have just said F2, and it doesn't pick that up when I say it. F2.
Ford 6, Overlord 1-1, Bra 33842 at
Not good at that
7000,
time.
cold.
That's it, I've been repaired, I've been put back on the ground. If anyone's interested in me taking off, I could take off and just sort of practice this. well, I say practice, just get the feel of certain things, because when I click on my pinky button for the mouse, I click on it for the map. When I let go of the pinky button in the past, that would bring me back onto the aircraft, and now I have to either say F1 or hit another button to bring myself back into the aircraft. I can't work out how I did it before, that a press on the pinky button put me on the map, and a release of the pinky button put me back in the aircraft. I think it must have been something in Target. Target is the software used for this stick, but I've tried that and I can't seem to make it work. So whatever I did before, I need to try to replicate that.
Bra 29944 at 7,000 knots.
I just realised it could be that my mic is not set correctly in OBS. Just going to check. It's the webcam, so let me change that back and see how it goes. I'll put it back to my sound blast, but it might be very hummy and noisy. I don't know. Right, what's the level there? That level is much better, but there is a background hum by the looks of it. I can't hear it, of course, but not what you're hearing. So that should get me my voice levels up above the aircraft noise as I fly. I've been repaired, so I'll hang on, let's get me back on that screen. DCS. Oh, I'm still on the settings screen. I'll make sure I haven't messed it up. Okay, that. Right, DCS. That's it, I'm back on the DCS screen now with that command. So in the past, my viewers wouldn't have heard me say all these commands because I was using push to talk, but that's become another issue. As soon as I get onto the DCS screen, push to talk stops working. So as soon as DCS has focus, push to talk stops working.
Overlord 11 Bra 29544 at 7,000 knots.
F1. See those changes there, I didn't intend those, they've just been picked up by something, I don't know. It's putting out F2. If I was to hit F2 on my keyboard a few times, it would cycle me through all the aircraft. So it's that's what it's doing, but I don't know why. Okay, let's I'll give it 3 pumps on the primer. So any help that you can give me by letting me know what you're hearing would be much appreciated. Right, she's primed, magnetos are on. I've got to remember to set my trims before I take off.
Overlord 11 Bra 338
Crack the throttle.
at 7,000 cold.
And away we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to take off as soon as possible. I wonder if I can take off in that direction rather than going towards those infantry. I've actually got more room between me and the infantry than between me. I have taken off from here before in that direction. That might be a bit too short, so I'll go the way I am. Well, actually, I suppose I could go back in that direction and make up some space. And just for anyone that doesn't know, when you taxi a Spitfire, you're using the brake pedals, sorry, the rudder pedals and the brake lever. That's that lever at the top of this stick there, and the throttle. Which is not comfortable. Okay, I'll make a 180. I hope I can get airborne out of the way of those infantry. Okay, I've got to set my trims. And away we go, brake off. Gear up. Put my trims back. I'll see if I can find those infantry. There they are, I think. Well, that got rid of them. Looks like... So, oh, there's one left and he shot at me. Well, I couldn't see him. And of course I've now got crates on the runway. When we destroy an enemy unit, it leaves behind a container, and that container can be picked up by choppers from this airfield, brought back and processed as either ammo or fuel. F1. Whoops, lost the focus. Yeah, panicked there, but alright. F1. Oh, it won't do that now, will it? DCS. I have to click away from that current spawn and then go back into it, otherwise it just puts me back in a crashed aircraft. Right, continue really with tests of well, just looking at the YouTube stream, that's a bit behind by a number of seconds. Right, so continue testing in various ways. I need to, before I do anything else here, I need to get armed. So I'll just say bullets. That brings up this screen for me. I'll change the livery to RAF standard. That'll do. I okayed it. What happened? Why didn't it take it? I think something's catching up. I'll use an hourglass. Have I got a DCS crash going on? Yes, it has. Okay, so I will have to restart DCS, during which time I will lose comms. I won't be able to speak to the stream. Right, it's asking me to, if I want to send details of the crash, which I will. How will it all come back is the question. It's just checking system information before it sends off the crash report, which you can't see that, or you're seeing is my ammo loading window. Checking system config information. So please, if you can, just drop me a message to say, yeah, I'm getting you. I believe you must be. I'm looking at what I'm seeing on OBS. The VU meter is jumping up nicely, so it should be going out, but I'm not dead sure. I'll put a message on there. Right, assuming that someone's still there and that the figures aren't lying to it. Right, so I can now send the crash report. And then I need to restart DCS. I will now lose comms for a little while whilst it restarts. Okay, we're just getting in. I used to use a push to talk to speak to my stream, and that actually could cause issues as well whilst I was doing stuff. I've now got it on just like open mic, so I'm not used to doing that. I'll keep wanting to push to talk. If you're viewing on YouTube, you'll be seeing quite a delay, but viewing on Twitch, there's something like a 3-second delay, which is much better than YouTube. Get in there. So on YouTube, on Twitch, if anyone needs it, I'm Bill1949 T for Tango. Bullets.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy. Refueling complete. Rearming complete.
Stream elements. Bill 1949T is now live. Streaming DCS World, My Flight Simming, DCS.
DCS. Bullets.
Rearming.
Copy.
F1. Center.
Rearming complete.
Center. Okay. I'm hoping that you can hear me. If anyone is, if you just joined me, can you let me know if you're actually hearing me speak? Because I can't be sure. And it might just be quiet. I don't know. And listening on, watching on Twitch is a quicker experience. I think on YouTube, there's quite a delay on YouTube, but watching on Twitch, and I'm Bill 1949T on Twitch, as you can see in the chat. Maybe it's showing me there. Yes, it does. Bill 1949T. On Twitch, and the delay is only about 3 seconds, I think, on Twitch, so it's a lot better. Right, I'm just gonna go through the motions. It's very late, really, but never mind. DCS. Right, so in the past people wouldn't have heard me calling my voice attack commands out because it would have been push to talk, and I didn't push to talk when I called out those commands, but I've now got open mic for various reasons, so that's something I have to get used to. So let's just get started and go. I'm not sure what the situation is with enemy infantry on the runway. I might check that in a minute. F1, and it keeps doing this thing where it jumps off the cockpit. Somehow I'm getting spurious F2 commands coming through, and I don't know why. And F2 takes me away from my aircraft and onto another aircraft or some other view. So I don't know why it's happening at the moment. That's something for me to look at. Did I ask for ammo? I can't remember. Bullets. Yes, I did, because I'm fully armed. Okay, cancel that. Right, I'll give it 4 pumps. The engine's cold. It's a new spawn. Crack the throttle. Give it a go. Set my trims and the altimeter. Check the map just in case. There's some enemy infantry there and there, but I can avoid these crates because if I take off from that direction I'll be well airborne well before getting to that point there. So once again, just as you're seeing on screen, this is a lot of testing after upgrading my PC from Windows 10 to Windows 11 with massive issues because one of the drive failed, the operating system drive failed, so that's a big issue. So I'm just trying to test and get everything back together, and it's really so complex. There's so many things that you have to bear in mind when you're setting these things up. So let's take a lot of this garbage off. That's better. Yeah. F1. F1. And the sun's going down as well, so it's not going to be very good for shooting at things. Right, have I done everything? I think I have. Let's put some lights on, which is pretty. Right, F1. So every time it takes me out of the aircraft, I can hit a button to put me back in, but it's, if I can remember to, it's much easier to say F1. F1. I don't know what's doing it. Whether it's the clicking and ticking of my pedals, I don't know. It seems to do it sometimes when there's no other noise happening, so I'm just baffled. F1. 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 Of course, if it does that whilst during takeoff, that'll be less fun. Sun's really going down now. lot of people like the jets, of course, but they don't do it for me. The jets just don't do it. This aircraft is magical. Well, all the warbirds are. There's something special. They've got moving parts that you can see, not just a stream of hot air coming out of a jet. Right, I think I'm good to go. I'll straighten myself up a little bit. Oh, there it's gone again. F1. 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 That's really not working. Well, it keeps jumping out of cockpit and I've got no control over it. Why it keeps hitting that F2 button, I just don't know. And this is a keyboard fault, of course. But I feel as though it's associated with noise, because if I make noise with my rudder pedals, no, not doing it now, but it was earlier. Well, it has. Not sure if that was associated. The taking off when it keeps taking you out the cockpit is really not a good thing. That's a big issue. I mean, if I'm in the air, there's normally a little bit of time to recover, but when you're taking off, it's like everything is there and then. Look at those exhausts firing now, that's nice, that looks good. That's the beauty of the later in the evening or early morning. During the day you won't see those exhaust flames. Shall I give it another try? I'll see. No, F1. And I don't fly in third person, so I'm not going to take off like that. And it's swapped anyway. F1. Because when you hit F2, it cycles you through the aircraft that are around. This is just, I don't know what's causing this, unless it is my keyboard. Now if I disconnect the keyboard, I think things will still work alright. Let's just try that. F1. No, it's still doing it, so it's not a keyboard fault. F1. Can't work this one out, but it's not practicable for flying. It's just happening too often, but irregularly. I can't tell when it's going to happen. Radio. Let's brought the radio menu up, and the radio is working because it's going red around the RPTT in the top left. So if there's anyone else in here, I'll be able to talk to them on radio. I'm baffled about this F2 business. What is going to be causing that? I've never had this in Windows 10. I don't suppose it's a fault in 11, but I just don't know it's perhaps coincidence that it started doing this. For anyone that's just joined, I'm suffering the issue at the moment. On YouTube you're in a delay, but if you was to watch on Twitch, you'll find it's only a 3-second delay. And on Twitch I am Bill1949T. But I've got this issue where fairly randomly it takes me out of the cockpit. It like hits the F2 key, and the F2 key will cycle me through all the various views in the aircraft. So I'll try taking off again, but if it jumps me out of the cockpit while I'm taking off, that's really bad news. F1. It's like sharp clicking noises operate the F2, which my pedals do and which I have to use whilst I'm taking off. Let's give it a try. F1. 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 And we've got enemy on the airfield. So if anyone has got any ideas as to what might be prompting these spurious F2 hits of my keyboard, which isn't the keyboard itself, I've unplugged that, but somewhere along the line it's probably voice attack is sending F2 commands, and that jumps me out of the aircraft, which is no good when you're taking off. F1. And you normally wouldn't hear me calling these commands because I used to use push to talk for the stream, which meant that people couldn't hear me speaking when I gave the commands because I didn't hit my push to talk for that. But at the moment it's not working to do push to talk. I've got to leave the mic open, so you're hearing all these commands. F1. So I can use, this is what I'm doing, I'm using the key rather than say F1, which is a slight delay. Using the key, using the button is a bit quicker for it to happen. The street lights are all coming on. So perhaps the when I was being shot at, it might have been not from something on the airfield, but it might have been from the convoy if they're close. I mean, trying to see things now in this light is bad enough ordinarily, but it's really bad ordinarily. But in this light, it's going to be pretty much impossible. Actually, what I need to do is, whoa, being shot at. I need to lower the brightness of my sight a bit. F1. So hopefully you can see the difficulties that I'm suffering at the moment, but hopefully I'm going to overcome that. Now if these guys further south shoot at me, I'll stand a chance of seeing them. Oh, let's turn it right off. F1. 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 Now that was interesting. It seemed to be coincident with me closing the canopy. I'll open it again. F1. Well, it didn't swap then, so I don't know. F1. So, where the hell are all these spurious F2 commands coming from? Well, I think from voice attack, but why? What is voice attack hearing that makes it think that I'm saying F1, F2? Fortunately, the F1 command is bringing it back straight away. I'm just baffled as to why it's happening. So it never used to happen. It's only since I've upgraded. For those who have just joined, I've just recently upgraded my computer from F10, F10? Oh God. From Windows 10 to Windows 11, and that included some massive issues, including the loss of 2 drives, it seems, so far. Swoop down and take a look at those the street lights in that village. Don't usually fly in the evening. So we'll buzz the village and take a look at the street lights. We'll fly along that road. If I don't hit a tree. Worked. If anyone has the opportunity to say yes I can hear you, or just a straight okay is good enough, just so that I know that you can hear me, because that's one of the tests at the moment. I'm pretty sure it's happening, but I'm not sure if it's loud enough or what. So I'm right up close to the mic very briefly in case I'm very quiet. You let me know if you can what the sound is like of my voice. I'll go and attack a more obvious target, which is the there's some BTRs on a bridge, pretty much centre picture now, provided it doesn't jump me out of the cockpit again. And provided I can see where I need to go, because it's not very bright. Oops, I'm being shot at by a convoy, I think. I could do with seeing a train chug by, because that'll help give me my bearings. Oh, okay, I found a bunch of landmarks that I recognise. So this should take me, this road should take me over that bridge. F1. They're firing at me already. F1. Well, despite the issues, I've got a couple of them. They've hit my engine, or my engine control. You hear it racing, so I'm R2B now. Get repaired. Provided the engine doesn't cut out before I get there, of course. Which it could. Which it has. I'm not going to put my gear down. Landing on grass in a Spitfire with wheels down is not a good thing to do. I'll put my flaps down. And looks like I'm going to get shot to bits anyway after I've landed. Oh, trees. Between the trees, that worked well. Okay. Down, safe. Can walk away. I didn't request repair. It's doing it all by itself. I don't know what's going on. Must be something. There must be a setting somewhere. I'm guessing in voice attack. Guessing there's some kind of setting that's allowing things to happen spuriously. However, it is now 5:25 AM for me, so I should think about closing. If anyone wants to say a quick hello before I go, that would be really good. F1.
03443 at 7000 cold.
That's a bit better. F1. Well, I hate the idea of going just as people are getting here, but it is approaching 5:30. Sorry, yeah, approaching 5:30, not just leaving it. And it's dark anyway, so flying in these conditions is going to be much more uncomfortable. For those who don't know, I can also jump out of this aircraft and go for a walk if I want to, but not a lot of point. A lot of damage. Mind you, starboard wing, but elsewhere as well. What tends to happen is they hit the engine controls. I think I keep forgetting to check, but I think the prop pitch control must be hydraulic or pneumatic, because when I get hit, very often what happens, I'm flying for a little while and then eventually the prop pitch control gets lost, so the engine starts to race. And I think it's because either it's pneumatically or like I'm losing air or I'm losing fluid that control. I'm not sure what that prop pitch control works on, whether it's hydraulic or pneumatic. So it works okay for a little while, it stays okay, and then once it's lost its fuel, its fluid or its air, then the control of the prop pitch is lost and the engine starts to race. So, can someone put a message on just to say okay, just to say that they hear me? I know not everyone can do it. I think it depends on where you're viewing and whether you have a channel. I'm not sure if you can talk on the chat on YouTube if you haven't got your own YouTube channel. I'm not sure, but that's cheap. It's easy rather, and it's free, so people could easily do that. I've still got bullets. Well, if I have the mechanism shot. F1. F1. Okay, well folks, I think I've probably got to call it there. Obviously I'm not going to be flying in these conditions, because it's just less fun, and it's 5:30, so I'm going to fold it there. If you get the chance to say anything, that'd be great. Failing that, I'll give it 30 seconds just so that people get this message, because I know there's a delay on YouTube anyway. I'll give it a chance to sort of type something into the chat or not, and then I'll fold it there. Right, well I'll still have quite a lot of testing and sorting out to do at some later point, but I'm going to call it for tonight and get some late shut eye. About 2 hours later than I did last night. So, thank you for joining me. even if you weren't able to speak, thank you for joining me. Today's Saturday, if I remember right. So we'll next be flying to some degree. I might still be working, trying to get it all back to normal, but next Friday we'll probably be flying, although I'm not sure Lexor is available to fly next Friday, so it might just be me and whoever else joins us on the server. So if you get there Friday, that's great. If you don't, never mind, another time. Thank you for joining me. Take care. TT.